Hello and welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine and this is going to be the July reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And be sure to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus to get additional messages. Also keep in mind that these readings are general. It's covering a lot of people, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like a personal reading or you'd like to donate to the channel, all that information is below. Also keep in mind I might be describing you or the person that you're dealing with, so switch the energies around if need be to fit your situation. I apologize for the readings getting out a little late. I have a chronic condition that sometimes gets aggravated and causes me a lot of pain for a few days. So I usually have to not do much. So that is why the readings are a little late. Also, as you know, I do have a video on the home page where whichever video gets the most likes and comments in the month of July, by the last week of July, I will randomly select a person who left a comment on that video to receive a free one-question reading. And I will announce who that winner is the last week of July, and you will have your free reading the first week of August. So check that out for more information there on the homepage. And as you know, I always use my cards because, again, cards can have multiple meanings, and because I'm reading for many people, I try to give as much information as possible so that it's a little something for everyone. Also, it's to kind of teach you the meanings of the cards, because I always recommend people learn how to read tarot for themselves. So it's kind of I'm reading and teaching at the same time. And speaking of teaching, as I've announced in all the other readings, I've laid out here the traditional Celtic cross spread, and I will go over with you again the individual places, what they mean. So again, it's a little bit of a teaching thing. And might I say, it is hot as hell, and I am dying. It's been in the 70s, and it's been pleasant. But today it was like 90, and it's just, and the heat is definitely trapped in my apartment, and I'm thinking I'd be by the beach. You think I'd get some breeze in here, but let me tell you. So I got my little fan trying to, because when you do readings in your channel, you get hot too. So I'm hoping for the best here because I need to get these readings out. But man, I can't stand the heat. Anyway, oh shoot, I didn't grab your, hold on. I usually do all this stuff ahead of time. What is the overview for Capricorn for the month of July? Thank you. Oh, this could be the one. So that's the overview. And we got one more here. What is the overview in July for Capricorn? What is the overview in July for Capricorn? One card, please. Thank you. See, all this stuff is boring, right? So it's better I lay everything out. Oh, and then we have, how can you have this could be the one and then not for you? It's like, oh, which one is it? Are they for me or not? Or, you know, at the time they could have not been for you, but they are the one. Because a lot of dealing with a lot of reconciliation type stuff going on here. Or we could be talking about one situation wasn't meant for you, but someone else is, and you perhaps know them already. Let's see what else it says here. And then over here too, for the overview, we had peaceful resolution, and yes, oops. So there's an encouragement to have some kind of peaceful resolution. And again, for some of you, this might be just about divine timing. Maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe the other person still needed to wake up to the stuff that they needed to change, you know, so that we didn't continue in karma. This could be a possibility. But now maybe they have realized something and there's an opportunity. Or again, you know, perhaps we're dealing with two different scenarios. One wasn't meant for you, but one possibly is. So let us see what not for you is about. You gotta love those contradicting cards. It's like, you're gonna really make me work. Trying to figure out what the hell you're talking about. Oh, it happens to me in my own readings. Not for you. Essential meanings: a clear knowing that something is being denied you. Rejection is God's protection. The oracle's message: there are times when it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the results you seek always seems to elude you. Man, don't I know it. It's as if you don't really get to be in the game and you feel you're just watching from the sidelines. The appearance of this card indicates that you are not going to attain what you want right now. That indeed your dreams for that exact thing will not be fulfilled. This is a time to radically accept that not everything is available to you when you want it. Take heart, for there are benevolent forces who desire the best for you and have a much clearer idea of what is for your highest good. Rejection is God's protection. Something much better that will make you truly happy is on its way. Trust this. Relationship message: some relationships carry an innate seed of failure in them that is obvious from the beginning, but the red flags escape your observation or you refuse to acknowledge them. When a relationship is not meant to be, it is not possible to make it be. Rejection is a sign that you're being protected by the divine. If you are the one who must reject another, remember that you do so for both your sakes. For every pot there is a lid. This one may not be the best fit. Prosperity message: you can strategize and project and systemize and invest all your time and energy, but sometimes your best laid plans seem to go awry. In spite of it all, keep in mind that no effort is wasted. Fail fast and learn from defeat, then keep going. You will eventually succeed, although perhaps not at this game, not at this time. Know when to fold your cards. Was that song? Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. The Gambler. Kenny Rogers, right? Protection message: don't chase after what flees from you. Don't obsess over what eludes you. It's not saying when you stop chasing something, when you don't want it anymore, that's when it comes. It's just classic. So maybe this is a situation. Maybe it didn't work out in the past, and maybe you don't even want it now, and here they come. Hey. There is nothing romantic about what is unavailable. Ain't that the truth? No prize given by torturing yourself, and nothing to be gained by refusing to see the red flags that have been waving since you began your pursuit. Now is the time to walk away. There are other goals, other loves, other games, other successes waiting for you. The way out of obsession is radical acceptance and surrender. Spirit wants only the best for you. This is the sign that you have something much better waiting for you. Trust. So again, you know, again, I stick to what I feel. I mean, because this can mean many things. Again, whatever you were pursuing with someone before, it was karmic. It was meant to teach you a lesson. It wasn't meant to be. This person's no good. Kick him to the curb. You're better off. Learn the lesson. Better things are coming. And whoever is coming could be the life partner. For some, it could be the same person. Again, maybe it wasn't the right time. But in either case, I said, for some it may be one situation, for some it's another. In either case, it should bring about a peaceful resolution. Like something's coming for you. and know that whatever it is, it's better than what was. Again, whether it's somebody new or the same person, who knows. Let me see. I mean, peaceful resolution, we don't really have to look at that, do we? Challenges you're inquiring about are going to come to an end. Conflict will cease and soon be replaced with harmony. There will be a sense of peace shared by all, even if some only agree to disagree. Disagreements will be resolved in your favor. This includes struggles with employers, legal battlers. I can't even say the word. Legal battles, arbitration, and even strife among family or friends. Be forgiving and understanding with those who may have been in error. Allow peace to come with grace and dignity for everyone. Like I said, it might be one of those old forgive things going on here. Past people that caused havoc and destruction. That could be the one that will be the thorn in your side for the rest of your days. Perhaps so. Let us look at this one. Even though it's already self-explanatory. Let's see. Just for fun. Really. This card signals that you've already met the person you romantically seek. Perhaps you're already in a relationship with him or her. The romance angel sent you this card because it seems you're not recognizing or enjoying the full potential of this person and relationship. Sometimes you may overlook someone who's meant for you because you have a different idea of what your partner should look or act like. Take a moment to consider who this might be. The first person to come to mind is probably the one. Next, invite the romance angels into your dreams as you're going to bed. Ask them to give you very clear information about your romantic partner, either in your present relationship or a future one. During sleep, you're more open to angelic guidance. When you awaken, you may not remember your dreams, but you will have a clearer sense of romance and partnership. Take any action you feel called to based on your inner guidance. Even if it seems unrelated to your love life, trust that the angels are leading you towards the one you desire. Like I said, but sometimes what we want isn't always in our best interest. So again, make sure we know what we're dealing with. Make sure that people are, coming correct, honest, loyal, true, good character, integrity, holds themselves accountable, etc., etc., etc. I just want to check something. Not for you. We got past life relationship. You've known each other before. So again, this is someone from the past or it's someone you've had past lives with. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask. So either you were dealing with somebody who's been deceptive in the past, which is why it was best that you got out of that situation. Again, we're dealing with a lot of deceptive masculines, hiding truths, hiding how they feel, or just straight up narcissists, don't give a shit, whatever it is. But the past situation wasn't for you due to some deception. Perhaps even fooling ourselves into thinking that this person can change, or again, projecting what we wish would be instead of accepting what is. So for many, the rose-colored glasses came off, and then you eventually saw the truth. You accepted the truth, and for many, you decided to keep it moving. And perhaps because that has happened, again, we've opened up the door to someone new. Or this person, again, learned a lesson and is now coming back trying to look for another chance. And then we have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. This is also on not for you. So again, if we're dealing with somebody who's going to come and act like, reveal the truth and take off their mask and whatever, perhaps they're saying, yes, peaceful resolution, express your love, this could be the one, you know. They were just all jacked up before and you had to deal with them. So, or, or if you were the deceptive one, in regards to someone from the past who you realized was the one, you're needing to express your love and have a peaceful resolution in the situation. Come clean, take off the mask, clear the air in regards to the past. Realize again the reason why things ended, what we had to learn about ourselves, how we approach relationships, how we are in them, how we treat people, how we maneuver in life. Again, whatever karma we're needing to deal with within ourselves. Perhaps realizing a lot of masculines are also realizing that their current situation isn't the situation for them and they're wanting to go back. So again, there are some truths that need to come out or be realized, or there are some that have been realized. And this is either you or the person that you're dealing with. Or both people, which is what you hope for, have come into some realizations. Or again, this might be because we let go of a situation that was no good. We need to be open to something new, and we're encouraged to do that. So whatever comes your way in July, you'll know what's what. Now what we have here, this is in the you position. This is your place in the situation and what you need to realize about your innermost desires. And this is the Three of Pentacles. So this is coming together, collaborating, teamwork, working together, sharing ideas, he said, she said, or both sides of the perspective, figuring out both people's roles. Or this is, again, perhaps coming together with someone new, or trying to work on a situation with someone who's returning. Acknowledging others' contribution, again. Each person cleaning up their own side of the street. If we're dealing with past people, especially if there was any lies and deception involved, do not come together or without having discussions about the past, clearing the air, clearing the slate. People showing that, again, they've learned, changed, grown, that they're capable of holding themselves accountable for past behaviors and therefore will be accountable for how they behave in the future. I mean, this is, again, we're dealing with any masculines that are needing to prove themselves. This is, again, everybody kind of, again, owning their side of the street. It's encouragement to keep going, saying that you have the skills and ability to succeed, inspiration beginning to manifest in the material realm, fulfillment and manifestation of a creative venture or a business project. For some people, they may be dealing with new business ventures, collaborating with people, trying to get their finances in order. So this could also be what you're doing. This isn't just relationship, but it could be hitting in multiple areas. Trying to figure out what works and what doesn't with who, etc. And trying to, again, manifest something here in the earthly realm that's tangible, that we can build upon. Again, knowledge and experience of others to bring new perspectives, feedback. Again, if we're dealing with past people, what our standards are, what our expectations are. Again, what did we learn, what we won't put up with anymore. These fireworks are going to give me a heart attack over here. Again, planning, management, organization. We're figuring out again ourselves, our direction, our life, our money, again, who we want in our lives and who we don't, etc., etc. And then we have surrounding us is the Ace of Swords in the reverse. This talks about the conditions surrounding you. If harmonious, it equals it's a supportive atmosphere. If it's negative, you're on your own. Well, you know, but negative in the sense of being, could be unclear, confused about coming together with people, especially if we're trying to deal with people from the past. Unsure if things could work because perhaps we're feeling that there was deception in the past, or we're not getting all the facts. Um, it's a need for planning and focus. So again, thinking logically about our next steps in life, be it career, relationships, again, learning from the past, only accepting the truth, again, being logical in our decision making so that we can make clear choices so that we're not left confused. An idea that's not yet put into action. So again, unable to make a decision, that's creating challenges, clouded judgment, missing important information that may assist you. Again, make sure you get all the facts. A need to seek the truth rather than taking things at face value, especially if we're dealing with known liars here. let's, you know, it's very hard for old dogs to learn new tricks, as they say. So always, you know, I've learned to take whatever people say with a grain of salt because, you know, for the most part, people are serving their own agendas in one way or another. So try to be clear in whatever choice you make and whoever you entangle yourself with here. Yeah, a need to spend more time on clearly defining in real terms what you want in life. Again, well, don't settle for less. And then we have here what hinders you, or what is the challenge or block. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So obviously this is the imbalance that may be preventing you from achieving what comes in positions 7 and 11. These three cards help each other. If we can conquer this, we can change these two. But if we don't, this is kind of everything's, because we got Queen of Cups upside down, Knight of Cups upside down, King of Cups upside down. See how that works there? So obviously we're unsure, or we're rejecting somebody's love, perhaps because of I'm not sure about them. Let us see how this goes here. So again, it's what's confusing you or what can derail you unless you learn its lesson. And for some, it's about having the courage to open your heart again, to not be afraid of love, because don't let one bad apple spoil the bunch. Or it could be about, you know, not being afraid to open up and come together with somebody, and offer some kind of forgiveness, or not being able to let go of the past, or somehow allowing the past to affect the present and our decision making. But again, it's very difficult if you've been dealing with liars or cheaters, or if we were the one doing this and we're unsure about, you know, how we're going to be received by someone. Now, this is emotional insecurity, codependency. Codependency could be anything, you know, drugs, alcohol, gambling, any kind of addictions, codependent on a person, codependent on a way of thinking, you know, the stinking thinking, letting our fears and our anxieties and our wounding and our karma and our conditioning prevent us from having happiness. You know, letting past situations, again, keep us in fear mode, fear of opening up. Feeling out of touch with our emotions, forced to restrict how you really feel inside. You know, maybe you're keeping things all bottled up because you're not sure, or struggling to express yourself effectively, bottling up feelings. Again, increased stress and a need to address before we hit the boiling point, especially if there are things that need to be discussed. If air still needs to be cleared here. You can't get off on a new start without, again, discussing what happened. And you know, for me, it's like the discussion should have happened when the situation happened, not 6 months later, not a year later, not 2 years later. I mean, at this point, it's like no wonder people might be confused on what to make out of somebody, because it's, especially if somebody's coming back from the past who was refusing to have those talks, and it's been forever. You don't even know if you want to deal with that again. And for some, you've justifiably so. Or again, this could be just unclear about what we want. Maybe we don't feel like we're ready for even somebody new yet. Feeling disconnected spiritually, dissatisfied, growing realization that we need to find our path, especially in regards to, you know, again, what are we doing? Where are we going? What do we want? Just what's next from this never-ending freaking merry-go-round called life. Over emotional, weakness, thoughtlessness, moody, unstable, suspicious, secretive, manipulative, vindictive. This is we're afraid of. This is what we're having to deal with here. We had deception. Again, suspicious because we don't have the truth. Unsure if we can come together, if we can believe what somebody is saying. Again, deception was involved in the past, and you know what I'm saying? You know, afraid again of giving into a situation and getting nothing in return. So this is either an aspect of ourselves again, or you know, a situation with someone that you dealt with. And the Queen of Cups could be male or female. So again, it could be you, them, whichever. But I feel for many, you know, it's unsure about this fear here, fear and uncertainty in regards to the future, in regards to perhaps our money, in regards to relationships, be it old person, new person, both scenarios presenting themselves. For some, they might be like, there's the test. Do we want to go back to the old or somebody new? Like for some people, you might have two options rolling in. Well, where at first you felt you had none. Well, who knows what's going to happen here? It could be possible. As I said, whenever you stop wanting something, isn't that when it comes back? Or as soon as you start dating, you know, all of a sudden everybody's starting to ask you about like, what happened when I was single, right? So again, we got Three of Pentacles. Again, there might be two different people we have a possibility of choosing from now. We don't know how we feel or what what to do, etc. And then we have at the root, this is the fundamental issue. If positive, it gives you strength and security to achieve your goal. It can represent what you're used to or the way you were brought up, your habitual way of reacting to something. So this would be our karma, our conditioning, etc. But at the root, it's obviously we wanting things to turn out in our favor. We want to not be in situations where, you know, it's not working or you're being lied to or used or manipulated. You know, you want justice for yourself. It's also about, again, if we're dealing with past people trying to come back and we're needing to wonder if we can open up to them again or forgive them or just open up in general, again, even to somebody new. Let's talk about here impartiality. trying to be impartial in the situation. Again, seeing both people's perspectives, both people owning their side of the street, cleaning up their side of the street. Um, listening to what somebody has to say. Well, watch out because it might be a bunch of bullshit. Who knows? Because listen, make sure you get all the facts. Because again, people will always say whatever might be easiest and what might make them not look as bad. But you know the truth of the truth. So follow your instinct. Um, something that can be cutting both ways. Bittersweet in some senses. Um, it's also about logic, well-ordered mindset that's necessary to have a situation again and peaceful resolution. Fair justice, logic that must be balanced. Again, we got to get clear. We got to get all the facts, so we can make better choices, logical choices, not so much based in emotion or the past. Well, partly the past, because hey, that's how we learn, right? Spiritual consequences for our actions. It's also about compassion, constraints from the physical world, justice, fairness, truth, and law. Fair decisions will be made. You're being called to account for your actions and be judged accordingly. This is again, people knowing that it takes two to tango. And we can be mad that somebody is an ass, but the truth is we saw the crack way before we saw the ass, and we chose to stay in situations again or fooling ourselves and wishing, hoping, and dreaming people would change or thinking you can heal people or save people or whatever, but you can't. They need to do it for themselves, and perhaps there was a separation that happened here that was necessary again if we're dealing with soulmate relationships who could turn out to be life partners. All happened as it was meant to, because again, otherwise you're just staying in the karma. And if one person is woken up and the other person is still trying to be slim shady and still being that will never work. There'll be constant arguing and combativeness and unhappiness, and that's why again the separation sometimes is necessary. And again, sometimes with the separation, your vision even becomes more clear, and you're thinking, "What the fuck was I thinking?" Then you're ready to move on to something better and something new, because you're like, oh, now since those rose-colored glasses are off, what the hell was I thinking? Again, everything works out as it should. What's happening is a result of one's own actions and decisions in the past. So again, we even have to, doesn't mean we got to kick ourselves in the ass. Forgive yourself for not knowing better at the time, or not loving yourself and staying in situations that were hurtful. Just don't do it again. Again, karmic justice. Actions that may have long-term consequences. Again, future actions that can change based on the lessons learned. So again, if we apply the lessons, if two people have lived and learned and applied the lessons, then you can have a better chance this time around. Or again, just learning the lesson yourself. Self-love, self-respect. Don't be a doormat. Don't enable people in their karma. Don't put up with bullshit. Don't put up with lies. Don't fool yourself. Don't let other people fool you. All those lovely lessons. But it's also, again, wanting to make the right choice, especially if we're needing to decide on what to do with a person, old, new, both scenarios, knowing that whatever we're choosing, it could be the life partner or long-term. And then we have in the recent past, Knight of Swords in the reverse. Now, the recent past is what's behind you, the most important past actions or influences that have brought things to the way that they are now. Can represent people, ideas, and conditions that are passing out of your life. So, Knight of Swords in the reverse is scattered thoughts, disregard for consequences, or dealing with people who had no regard for their actions or how they treated you and whatever. Again, might have been dealing with some narcissist. That's why it wasn't for you. You were dealing with someone who was deceptive. Or this is also being impatient, impulsive, bursting with energy, little direction, resulting in rash decisions and pulling others down with us. Or letting them do that to you. You know, people that weren't, that were just, you know, keeping dangling the carrot or keeping you on a yo-yo, and it ended up, you know, all blowing up in thy face in the end. Um, Scattered thoughts being disorganized, flippant, and unpredictable again, or situations being unpredictable, people being well. I want to say people are unpredictable because sometimes people are very predictable in their unpredictableness. You know what I mean? Um, if encountering this kind of person, be very wary and be sure not to get caught up in all the hype and energy that surrounds them. So again, I always say, know who you're dealing with. Watch how people come in. Watch how people present themselves. And most importantly, watch how they're able to hold themselves accountable. If someone keeps trying to downplay things, sweep things under the rug, make it more about your reaction than their actions, unable to discuss stuff, avoiding things, deflecting, you know, switching up the conversation, whatever, doing whatever they can, you're dealing with a narcissist. Normal people are able to engage in conversations even if they're embarrassed, even if, you know, but again, if we're dealing with somebody who can't even admit to the stuff that lies they've been caught in, you know, that's a big problem. And it's not a person who can be trustworthy. So that's what I always say, get all the facts, know what you're dealing with before you come together working with anybody, new, old, whatever. They can be a great talker and full of ideas about the future and opportunities, but don't get sucked into the whirlwind. Or it's a need to slow down or risk burnout. Some of you may be, again, overworking or overstressing or something, and we're needing to chill a little bit, kind of allow things to unfold, allow things to play out, allow people to show and prove, allow the universe to work its magic, and be open again to what might be coming in. Not be fearing it or stressing it or worried about it. Just allow. You know, someone who's reckless and impatient, has a reckless, impatient nature like a teenager, and needs life experience to learn to be accountable for their actions. If we were dealing with somebody who was like that, then maybe again they needed to learn to be accountable for their actions. They need to learn that at some point everybody's got a limit. People ain't gonna take shit anymore, and maybe cut some people out, and people feeling that, and now they're trying to come back around. So again, all kinds of situations here. And this will also be no action, and nobody's doing nothing. And then we have the sun, which is always a beautiful card, up or down. But this is what's crowning you. And this is the spiritual goal that you must work towards to attain what you desire. The flag you should carry towards your goal. So this is what's in your mind. If you're wanting happiness, if you're wanting abundance, if you're wanting healing, and all of these things, this is what you should be working towards. Then we need to turn this upside down sun around. You know, it could be temporary depression, lack of success. So it's changing our perspective. Look how far you've come. Look at what you have achieved, even as far as your own growth and development. You know, try to get out of the sadness of what was. Do what you can in the moment to enjoy what is now, even if there are still some sucky parts to now. It's try to find the gems, your cup of coffee in the morning, the birds singing, going for a walk, whatever little bit of freaking peace that you can find, embrace it, enjoy it, relish in it, because there is so much stuff that goes on in our lives that can lead us down the bottom of the barrel. Finding it difficult to see the positive aspects of a situation. Again, if something didn't work out, be glad, especially if the person was treating you like shit. Glad it didn't work out. Glad you finally saw the light and got the hell out of there. You know, or if we're dealing with that same person and we're questioning their authenticity, we're questioning whether or not a new opportunity should be given, or if we want to even deal, perhaps again needing to hear other people's side of the story, again, but make sure that we're looking for the truth and not just, you know, their version. because we want things to be working out in our favor. We don't want to waste any time. We want maybe the next person to be the one. We don't want to be spinning wheels and wasting years and going through karma and drama and all this other shit. Feeling sad and depressed and left out. We're needing to get out of that. Questioning whether or not you can really achieve your desires. We're needing to, again, turn that around. Setbacks that may have damaged your enthusiasm and optimism. Questioning, again, whether you can really achieve your desires. So this is self-doubt. Again, it could be in our career, in our life, or whatever, just because we've gone through the ringer. Our direction and path is distorted, again, unclear, unsure if we should come together with anybody at this point, or the same people, or not a good sense of our capabilities, out of touch with who we are. Don't lose sight of who you are. Again, know what you want. What do we got to do to get it, etc., etc. What the hell is going on downstairs? Unrealistic perceptions, perhaps. Being overly optimistic. Obstacles that can be removed but will take more effort. So again, if we're needing to find a peaceful resolution, if we're needing to open our heart, if we're needing to, give peace a chance or be open or whatever, it might take some effort. It's hard to open up when you've been hurt, when you've been lied to, when you've been betrayed. Whether it's especially with the same person. And especially if this is not like a one-time instance. If it's a repeat serial offender, I don't know, I'd keep it moving and be waiting for somebody new. Because like I said, a lot of times it's very difficult for people to change. Think about how hard it is to stick to a diet, right? You think someone's going to change their conditioned behavior patterns that they've been operating in for 20, 30, 40, 50 years? Good luck with that. So it would be challenging, But I won't say it's not completely impossible. I said, unless you're dealing with somebody who has a personality disorder, because that's not curable. That's just the person that's worked really hard at managing. There'll always be something. There's also a need for a reality check. Talking yourself up but can't deliver. So don't be, don't be a talker, be a doer. Dreams don't come into fruition if we don't take action, right? It's also not being honest with ourselves. Like, make sure we're honest with ourselves. Make sure we're clear. Make sure we know people's intentions are. Again, what do we want? You know what I'm saying? And then in the near future, we get the Knight of Cups in the reverse. So either somebody's rejecting people from the past because, again, we can't seem to move past the way that we feel about them. Conditions you can expect to encounter, again, in the month of July. So somebody's holding back their offer of love. And maybe they should, again, allow people to show and prove actions, words, consistency, not just taking things, again, at face value. If somebody all of a sudden has one conversation, actually allow that person to prove themselves. Sometimes people say whatever they need to get back in the door. And then they kick their feet up and forget all about the promises they made again. Watch out who you're dealing with. You're not dealing with somebody who's all talk, making a lot of promises, because you've heard it all before, as Sunshine Anderson says. You know what you're dealing with, and be honest and logical in whatever situations you're dealing with, or people you're dealing with, and choices that you're needing to make in regards to them. Getting too caught up in the fantasy and romanticism of life, but we don't want to do that. Again, be clear, be discerning. It's also lacking commitment. Again, maybe we're unsure if we want to do this. Acting from our emotions, not our logics, jumping to conclusions without the facts. That's what I said, make sure we get all the facts. Don't assume. Moody, jealous, overly emotional. Maybe you're dealing with a drama queen. And let's see, initially appealing situations that are romantic and exciting, but later turns out to be something different. Again, dealing with narcissists or coming hoovering back, trying to suck you back in. Left feeling disappointed, wearing rose-colored glasses, honeymoon period only to come out realizing the situation was different than you thought. Again, someone who's a player, a Romeo. Know what you're dealing with, because we got Knight of Swords in reverse and Knight of Cups in reverse and Queen of Cups in reverse and King of Cups in reverse. So we want to make sure we make just, sound, logical decisions in what we're dealing with in our own state of mind, emotional well-being. Um, and again, whoever we're allowing in our midst, don't get all caught up in woo woo. Some people are really good liars. Not to say that that's what but I'm just saying. Protect thyself. Um, Then we have here 10 of Pentacles. This is how you should be presenting yourself, how you should conduct yourself to achieve your goal. Do so knowing full well that there is a risk that others may misinterpret your actions, especially if it's different from this one. This is how other people are seeing you, and this is how you should present yourself. So regardless of how they view this action, this is how you should be acting. And this is the Ten of Pentacles. It's about the culmination and fulfillment, what we want to accomplish in life, with our career, with our family, financial security and comfort. Again, this is what you should be working towards. You should be working towards the sun for yourself. What's going to make you happy? And who's going to make you happy, or what job, or whatever it is, we want to be going towards the Ten of Pentacles. We want to be going towards abundance, fulfillment, enjoying the fruits of our labors, satisfaction, and whatever we're working towards, whatever we're collaborating on, whenever we're putting our energy and effort into, we want to make sure that we're reaping what we're sowing in a positive sense and not wasting time or wasting seeds and, you know what I'm saying? Planting, trying to water dead plants, so on and so forth. It's a point of completion, accomplishment, because it's a tens. Improved career path, as I mentioned here. Maybe we need to get clear on get our hustle on. It's also committed to a long-term relationship. So again, if this is what we want in the long term, if we want a life partner, we need to make sure we choose wisely. Sharing to show care. Pride in success, creating foundations that are long-lasting, again, long-term. Shows how family is important, our roots and our support system. Again, be with someone who is honest, who has integrity, who has good character, who can hold themselves accountable, who is empathetic, who is sympathetic, who is understanding, who is supportive. Again, all those good qualities. Don't settle for anything less. And if someone repeatedly shows you who they are, believe them. Knowing you need a consistent approach in order to achieve success that will last the test of time. Now, for many people who have Capricorn in their North Node, you might have financial karma that you need to work through. Again, learning how to be financially independent, so we're not living check to check or struggling, or there's some kind of mission work that you came here to do. And a lot of that sometimes has to do with, helping humanity or animals or the planet or something, some sort of giving work, healing work, etc. So, for some, we're needing to still work on that. We've got to have balance in all areas, in our spiritual life, in our relationships, in our careers, and in our health. We've got to make sure every box is checked. We can't be neglecting one area for the other. Not putting all our focus on one or the other. Be open again to experiencing more than one thing at one time. Don't throw yourself so much into something that we neglect perhaps new opportunities in love, because we're closed off, because we're wanting to just focus on our career, because we never know the next person that we meet or whoever's coming in here that we're dealing with in July, that it could be the one. But don't let it again sidetrack you. Keep yourself focused on achieving your 10 of Pentacles. And this is how others see you. Well, you're indecisive. We got the Two of Swords here. So this is how others important to your situation see you in relation to the situation. Can be positive or negative depending on what you're trying to accomplish. Well, maybe they see you not wanting to look at them, not wanting to deal with them, not wanting to make a decision about them. Again, confused. Both sides of a situation needs to be addressed for there to be balance. Again, both sides of the street need to be cleared. You know, that might help us to make some more sounder decisions, because we have all the facts. We can make clear choices, not feeling like we're still kind of kept in the dark here. It's also new beginnings that can come from a solution. Difficult decisions, again, avoiding them, trying to ignore it, hoping it'll go away, or trying to ignore them, hoping they'll go away. Avoidance that leads to greater conflict, again, even within ourselves. Need to go towards the sun, need to go to what makes us happy, need to work on our whatever. If something is like dragging or sucking the life out of you, that should tell you something, right? Lacking information, needed to decide, or needing to see things as they are, needing balance in one's intellect, you know, being at a stalemate where no one wins, or needing to make peace or to have a truce. Again, peaceful resolution. So obviously they see you being conflicted and unsure. You know, or again, somebody's looking to have some kind of truce or forgiveness or whatever for some stuff. Oh my gosh, it's just like, I'm Capricorn North Node, you know, so even when I'm deciphering these, I'm just thinking to myself, like, I don't even want to deal with this. Like, if this is coming my way, I'm feeling this, I don't want to deal with it either. I don't want to deal with past people. I don't want to deal with having to make a decision. I don't want to deal. So I'm resonating here, and I know something's coming, and I don't know if it's two situations, one, either one, but either one I'm not interested in, to be honest. But you know, hey, well, we shall see, right, Capricorns? Oh, life. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Stressful. And then we have here where we're in our hopes and fears, is we have the Eight of Cups in the reverse. And this represents a deep-seated fear of which you may not be aware, or it can represent your hopes and fears about the way your life may change. You know, you could be hoping for something but fearing something at the same time. Like, how is this going to affect me? This choice, this person, this to do or not to do, to be or not to be. You know, it's creating dis-ease and stress and conflict within oneself. Hopeless, aimlessly drifting and or walking away. Maybe we fear walking away because this could be one, or we fear that the situation is hopeless, or we feel that love is hopeless, or we feel that we're just gonna keep aimlessly going down the wrong road and it leads to nowhere. Same stuff. Nothing changes. This person doesn't change. We don't know what's to make out of what here. Feeling confused about where one's best options lie. Wants to explore new options, but fears doing so. Might miss out on what the current circumstances have to offer. You know, again, if we're needing to Not be so quick to reject a past person. Give it time, give it whatever. And if it still looks like it's the same crap, at least you didn't jump in gung ho. At least you didn't overinvest. At least, again, you're allowed a person to speak, allowed them to show if they've learned, changed, grown, or whatever. Give it time. People can't keep up a facade for too long. Give it a few months even. Especially if they've lied and cheated and did all this stuff. As long as it takes for them to earn your trust back or for you to figure out whatever, they should be willing to put in the work if they're sincere. If they're looking to just get in the door quick and avoid really being accountable and just want to continue in whatever, you'll know that too. Like I said, it says you want to make a liar mad, keep asking them questions. Keep forcing them to tell the truth. Then you'll see if someone's intentions are real or not, or if they just want to blow you a snow job. Keep you confused, to keep you unsure, to keep you hanging, chasing carrots. Hopeless, aimlessly drifting from one place to another, unsure if one wants to walk away, or needing to know when to walk away. Can't stand to be confined to just one place, or feeling like we don't fit in, or nothing seems to work, or we don't know where we're going, or, it's runs away instead of dealing with issues head on. Again, don't be fearful of whatever may coming. Don't try to avoid it thinking it will go away, because just like a rash, it comes, it bugs us, but at some point we heal it and whatever. And some things that are fated events you have no control over. So it's basically just figuring out what to do when the situation presents itself. And how have we learned from the last go around? And then the outcome, or the likely outcome, if we continue to be the Queen of Cups in reverse and continue to have the Knight of Cups in reverse, is the King of Cups in the reverse. So this again is you or the person we're dealing with. These two can be the same person. These three can be the same person, or two different people, you and them. And the outcome again represents the conditions you can expect to encounter over the next few weeks. Of course, in reverse, emotional manipulation. So I said, know what you're dealing with. Somebody going to be coming in trying to smooth talk and be, whatever they say, whatever they need to get back in the door. Watch out. Real love might be around the corner. Don't accept whatever just because we're feeling some kind of way, or we're still wishing and hoping somebody will change. We said, know what you're dealing with. The universe might be testing you, bringing back the old person to see if you're willing, if you're going to settle, or if you've learned, and then if you might miss out on the real deal. So I said, give it time. Don't worry about it. Just be at peace. And enjoy if you have multiple suitors. Be like, hey, how the tables have turned, right? Again, King of Cups in the reverse. Again, needing to control one's emotional state, or they do. Again, moodiness, manipulation, volatility, toxic, moody, sulky withdrawals. Like, we don't want to be like that. If we're all in the lowest, if the king and queen represents aspects of ourselves, the divine masculine, divine feminine, maybe we're needing to get in balance so we can figure out our direction. Can be vindictive and vengeful, punishes through emotional manipulation. Again, don't let anybody come in trying to guilt trip or use any kind of emotional manipulation, the stuff that used to work in the past. Again, learn the lessons. Someone who tries to push their own agenda and leaves you feeling uncertain about yourself, as if you're the problem and not them. Again, blaming it more on your reaction to what they did as opposed to their actions. Watch out for that. Those are red flags of a narcissist. If a past person, you still need to work on releasing yourself from their controlling forces. Again, if you're in a narcissistic situation, or you still feel that there is some kind of toxicity here, or that this person will have a potential of stirring up your tendency, again, two people feed off of each other. So if something was toxic before, where we had a runner chaser or a doormat and a user, and you know, that kind of dynamic, make sure that we don't lose sight of the lesson we learned, how far we've come. Don't fall back into old patterns. Again, you'll know what you're dealing with by what's being presented to you. If somebody's looking to keep that cycle going, or if somebody's actually learned and changed and grown and is willing to put in the efforts, you'll be able to tell. And it says, but get the facts, let people prove themselves. Um, Again, codependency, struggling and feeling like, again, codependency can also be when you're dealing with narcissists and stuff like that, where you feel like you can love them and heal them, and I'll show them, and you can't. This is a no-win situation from the beginning when dealing with these types of people. They'll have you chasing carrots for years, constantly changing the goalposts, and you'll never seem to quite. And in the end, you'll be depleted financially, emotionally, mentally. Watch yourself. Um, you know, we can't heal or fix anyone. People need to do it on their own. Struggling with self-deception or deceptions of others. Again, watch yourself and who you're dealing with. Um, may lead to undeserved emotional instability within you. Again, if we're dealing with these kind of toxic people, watch out. Um, or here, there's a maturing of a person who's let their emotions control their life. Again, or there needs to be a maturing of letting their emotions control their life. Again, if we're dealing with fear mode, you know, a lot of masculines operated in fear mode, again, due to their wounding. So they would block out genuine love and just enter into things for codependent reasons, financial, to not be alone, whatever, but was never fully invested. Their big thing is to learn how to also become independent, not be moochy, and not fear opening up out of being hurt. And for a lot of feminines, that fear of being hurt is something that they're going to have to overcome themselves again too. Also forgiving so that we can release. It doesn't mean you condone what they did. It just means that, you know, it was a lesson. You learned a lesson. Forgive yourself first and foremost, you know, but just make sure that we don't repeat anything or allow anything to repeat. Be wise, people, and know that you are watched over. Oh my God, this reading's an hour. Know that you're watched over. I allow myself to feel safe and enjoy my life, knowing that heaven is watching over my loved ones and me. And have patience, trust in divine timing. As I mentioned before, sometimes something didn't work out at the time because, you know, that person was still wanting to be in their karma. You know, eventually things would just get worse and worse and worse and worse until finally one person just had enough and ends it. That's when the tower comes in. And the other person may wake up or they may not. And for some masculines, they're trying to come back. So this, we're trying to understand that it just wasn't the right time. Or for some, it wasn't the right situation. And you had to go through that so that you can learn how to approach relationships differently. Especially if you were the one jumping through hoops, putting up with a lot of abusive shit, you know, being a doormat, whatever it was about self-love and self-respect. And once you learn that, you no longer attract people that are looking to take advantage of you. It's about divine timing. Now you can attract somebody who's willing to meet you on that same level of giving and receiving love from an authentic place, from a healed place, not a broken place, not a needy place. Again, it's all part of the lovely lessons, people. And they suck. Yes, I know. Family. I pray for my family and give this situation over to God for answers, support, and healing. And keep praying. This is about perhaps your soul group. Again, it's your soul family, people that you incarnated with in this life to meet at certain points in your life, to go through these lessons, to help you evolve and grow into the best you that you can be. Even at the cost of pain and heartache and loss and suffering. Even the assholes, they taught you something that you needed to fix about you. And a lot of times it's learning how to not be so giving and for other people to not be so taking. It's about, balance and just kind of looking at things again from a spiritual perspective, that they all serve a purpose. They're all part of our soul group, our family. And then we have the integrity. I trust my ability to know what is true for me. Again, stand in your truth, stand in your integrity, stand in your self-love and self-respect. Don't take anything less. Don't take no shit. Don't take no lies. Don't take no snow jobs. Just do what you feel is best for you and what is in your highest and best. Again, be more discerning in regards to who you allow into your life. Signs. I watch for, notice, and trust the signs that heaven continuously sends. Have faith. I have faith in God to heal the situation. And Jesus, I pray for Jesus' help and guidance with the situation. Jesus, of course, speaks about compassion, forgiveness, healing, love. And Jesus also has a big tie with twin flames. Any soulmates? Well, we got a soulmate here. There's no twin flame cards in this, but sometimes if I see combinations of soulmate cards and Jesus, it could symbolize, a divine union of some sort. So it could be possible here. Or again, it could be just talking about having compassion, being willing to forgive, and being clear in our thoughts and our intentions and people's intentions. My clear mind is easily able to focus and concentrate. Again, be discerning. Take feeling out of it and go by logic. Look at it. Look at a person's past. Look at how they're presenting themselves, and it will tell you everything you need to know. And we have listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. Cut your cords. Ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. Again, this includes perhaps blocking out the opportunity for real love, because we've been dogged time and time again in choosing the same kind of partners and finding ourselves in repeated cycles, because again, there was something that we needed to learn to stop attracting these doozies that seem to want to come and take advantage. So they're asking us to cut our cords, release our fears, listen to our intuition, learn from our mistakes, be open to new beginnings, opening our heart chakra, forgiving and learning, etc. Oh, well, look what I have here. Hold on. It's a secret. Visualize success. See yourself doing well in the situation. Have faith in a positive outcome. And then we have here the twin flame card. To answer your question, the answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. So again, soulmates that are life partners, possible twin. For some of you, it could be a twin flame. But it's definitely someone that you have a lot of karma to work through with. That's why you're here. That's why you've had difficulties in your own life separately and difficulties together. So there's more to this than meets the eye, which is probably why they were saying divine timing has to work in this situation especially. Because soulmates that are life partners as well as twin flames, they go through stages. The runner and the chaser, etc., etc. I saw some other video. These are the twin flames talking about the first stage. The feminine wants to be, the little woman, and have the knight in shining armor. And then the second phase, the woman is turned off by the masculine being moochy and weak and whatever, and it's all about herself and getting her career going. And it's like, you can stay over there and, independent lady. And the masculine is all, in codependent relationships or unfulfilling relationships, or, taking advantage of females and what they can provide, or males, however, whoever's with whoever. But the masculine energy tends to enter into those things, while the feminine is finding her independence, which is kind of where a lot of twin flames have been in that stage. And that's why they're like, I don't want him or them, or them. They can stay over there. But the third phase is actually, you know, the balance between the two. When they both balance out the things, and the masculine is able to be, you know, independent and open and giving, and the feminine, it can be the same. And this way they complement each other. They're whole within themselves. So there are stages. So again, understand, or perhaps again we were dealing with a karmic situation that was preparing us for this, preparing us for the twin flame. Maybe that's what's coming in next. We said for some it could be the same person or it could be different people, but something's coming your way. And then we have sacral chakra. You are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. Again, anything toxic, don't let it disrupt your peace. No matter who it is, twin flame, soulmate, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Don't cling just because the spiritual label was on it. If people aren't treating you right, only when they treat you right do you deal with them. That's my motto. And then we have the Queen of the Light in the challenge position, and the Chess Queen, and the Ally, trust and strategizing. And then we're at the end. This is a lot longer than I thought. 15. Challenger. The Queen of the Light challenges you to shine your light and not give in to fear. Are you hiding yourself for fear of rejection? Are you as afraid of success as you are of failure? The light of the divine shining within you is the power that expresses through you. This, not your ego, is the authentic place of self-expression. The Queen of the Light also challenges you to look at how you're affected by glitter, glamour, and the superficial dreams of society. Are you mesmerized by false power? The material world is fleeting. Nothing lasts forever. Make sure your intentions come from deep within you, and don't base them just on money or power or what you think love will do for you. Ask instead what you can offer, what you can give. Again, another person can't complete you. Another person can't make you happy. You can't look for that outside of yourself, because when that situation is gone, then you're left feeling like all upside down in your cups. It's again trying to be whole within yourself. Also, don't fall for, you know, sometimes all the glitters isn't gold. You know, recognizing shit from Shinola, knowing who's real, and you know who's there to who's there to feed the soil, and who's there to just take the fruit, right? Realizing real from fake, genuine from crap, and then and knowing what you should be giving your love, your time, your energy into. True wealth resides within peace, harmony, and a sense of purpose. Remember that light isn't garnished and cold, nor is it manufactured. It's warm and brilliant and natural. Give up the attachment to the outer goal, and if it's meant to be yours, it surely will come. So they're saying, you know, kind of just sit back and see what's coming in. You know, don't try not to think. The only thing that you should be thinking about is just you, your career, your health, your whatever. And then and be open to what might be coming in, but also be wise. You know what I'm saying? The Chess Queen has all the tools you need to aid you in your quest for a life of purpose, peace, and prosperity. When she arrives as your ally, you're given the task of asking Spirit for a vision for your life. Also asked to know the right actions to ensure your part in this process of unfolding. Then, with a sense of trust, allow the strategy to be given unto you by the divine. Are your own goals and desires in alignment with the divine plan for your life? This is a reminder that there is your plan and there is the divine plan for your life. When you're in alignment with the latter, all manner of messages are delivered to aid you in taking the next right action for your life. The Chess Queen says that you will win this game as long as you let Spirit choose your moves. Follow your bliss and the inspired messages delivered to your soul, or delivered by your soul. You cannot lose when you enter the realm of the Chess Queen and she appears as your ally. Well, on that note, my lovelies, I send you love and light. I wish you healing and luck in regards to this and anything else you might be going through. Please like, subscribe, and share, and leave comments, especially if you want a chance at winning the free reading for next month. And I'm curious to see what the wind is going to blow in, because as I said, I'm Capricorn North Node. So let us see how this plays out for us in the month of July. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye. There's a card sticking to my arm because it's so friggin' hot. Bye-bye.